With the Oscars over, it's time to get back to our regularly scheduled reviews. We're going to talk about Flight Risk and Companion today. Honestly, both of these movies are wildly different, but let's get started. We're going to start with Flight Risk first, and before I get started, I want to say that I'm a huge fan of Mel Gibson when it comes to his filmmaking. I love Braveheart. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Hacksaw Ridge, Apocalypto. I think this man makes wonderful movies, and they're really powerful and poignant. However, Flight Risk is not that film. And I totally get it, like, every filmmaker has a bad day at the office, but somebody who at the Mel Gibson caliber making Flight Risk is kind of shocking, because this movie really misses the mark on his film style. Ultimately, I think the fault comes down to the script. I think the script is just so poorly written. There's not a whole lot it says. It's not really even a very engaging or thrilling thriller. Almost everything is saved by Mel Gibson's somewhat decent direction in this film and the performances he's able to get from his cast. That's not to say that the cast gives really good performances. They give really campy performances. The cast is ultimately just three people, and some of the dialogue that they say is just so absurd. It feels like they're all in different types of movies. The main gal in the film just gives like really witty one-liners that would have been, conveniently placed, but that's all of her dialogue. Topher Grace also just gives one-liners and some really frantic performances. And then you have Mark Wahlberg, and I don't know why he's so creepy in this movie. But having said all that, like, it's not a very good movie, and if you're gonna go into this movie expecting something good, it's not. But if you watch this in the lens of like a B movie, like you would watch M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening, it can be quite fun in a weirdly entertaining way that only a B movie can be entertaining, where if you don't take it too seriously, it can be kind of fun. It's like it takes all the bad parts about cheesy 80s and 90s action movies and puts it in here, and you just kind of go along with the ride. Having said that, let's get into a really good movie called Companion. This movie, on the other hand, is really well written. It's really well produced and directed, and the performances are quite good in this. I know most of the plot was kind of given away in the trailer for this film, but that does not really explain which direction this film goes. It takes so many like creative turns where you're wondering what's going to happen next. How does this AI kind of companion figure out that she's AI? And where does the story go from there, and why are they all doing this? And once that happens, it becomes this really cool survival movie, and a movie about relationships and great commentary on how women are kind of treated as like objects, and how weak and fragile sometimes these guys can be. It doesn't do it in such a condescending or pandering way. It does it in a creative, intelligent way where you got to read between the lines and you have to discover it on your own. The cast is fantastic in this film. Jack Quaid plays a great, like, sleazy guy, and I'm really excited to see him in other work. And Sophie Thatcher is such a great face in the new horror field that we're getting with new up-and-coming actresses. She's just really charismatic, likable, and charming. And overall, this movie is just a fun ride. It's a really great revenge flick as well. You see the characters get their comeuppance. There's some really gruesome scenes. Overall, this is directed well. It's told well. It's a really engaging film. It's probably one of my favorite films of the year so far. I know it's still pretty early to say, but it's something that transcends the genre and gives you a lot more to think about, and then leaves you satisfied by the end of it. I know these reviews are a little late. These movies came out over like a month ago, but both movies have their reasons to watch it. Companion for sure is a movie that's a must watch. I believe everybody should go watch it. Flight Risk is for those more cynical movie going fans that want to watch some trash content that is fun. And you should check it out. I really need Mel Gibson to get back on doing some great movies again, though.